So in today's video, we're going to be talking about achieving your goals in 2017 because it's going to be here before you know it and we need to get a head start. So how do we get serious about achieving our goals so that way we see real progress? This video is going to give you my top tips on taking actionable steps that you can start today to reach those goals. When you look back at 2017, I want you guys to feel really proud and accomplished, and I think that these tips are things that will help you to get to those goals. It's pretty common, we have these things that in the back of our mind that we want to do. We want to lose weight, but we're not willing to make the time to get to the gym. We want to have really great grades, but we're still spending time watching Netflix videos, or we want to write X amount of blog posts a week, but instead we are just scrolling through Instagram. You know, there's all these things that distract us. The list goes on and on for things that we want versus what we actually end up doing, right? At the end of the day, discipline is so important because it's what we're giving up right now to actually get what we want later down the road. My first tip is to stop making your goals an option. If it's an option, we tend to allow our feelings to take control, meaning that it's easier to kind of push things to the backside versus making it something that we think we have to do. We can find millions of things to talk ourselves out of it. It's always well, I could do this, I'll do it later. There's always an excuse. Your goals are not going to magically happen. We actually have to do things. We have to make moves in order for them to happen. At the end of the day, if you are not doing the work, it's not going to happen. Number 2 is to give yourself a time limit. It's going to put more pressure on you, and pressure can be a really good thing. It can keep you self-accountable, so that way in the back of your mind, or if you write it down, you know, like, all right, by this date, this has to happen. Example, I want to lose X amount of pounds by this date. I want to set aside this many hours a week to focus on my studies or on writing blog posts. Giving yourself a concrete date is going to prevent you from having that like aimlessly wondering of like, oh, maybe I'll do it then or do it tomorrow. You gotta get it done. The third tip is to visualize. It's super important to practice this. I can't stress enough how much it has helped me to write down my goals, to have a vision board, to actually be able to see it. There are so many times where I know I have all this stuff going on, but if I can't visually see what it is I'm trying to achieve, I feel really lost. So make sure that you guys have a planner. I'm going to be sharing my 2017 planner with you guys, and I'm giving one away. So make sure you guys are subscribed so that way you guys can win this and other planner goodies that'll keep you guys organized this year. By practicing visualization, it can also help you to see the end result. It's almost like manifestation. See where you want to be, visualize it already there, and it will help you make it happen. Also, there's a study done by Harvard that says that if you write down your goals or have a mental picture of it, you will achieve it 80% more, or you will have an 80% higher chance of achieving it. Make sure you're also practical about your goals, brainstorm it, really conceptualize how you want to do this. This is something that I practice very often, especially with my work. You know, when I produce content for you guys, I like to put things in chronological order, step by step. I like to see the whole process. That way it makes sense to you. That's how you want to approach your goals as well. So once you have an idea of what your goal is, what's the plan to make it happen? For example, does this mean getting a personal trainer to work out with you 3 times a week? Or setting aside specific time and taking things out of your schedule to make time for those blog posts that you want to write or for those study sessions that you need. The more specific you are in your plan, the better and the more easier it will be to accomplish it. You want to make sure that you are prioritizing. This might seem a little bit redundant, but there is a point to this. Make sure that you are doing something every single week to get to that goal. We all have 24 hours in a day, and it's how we decide to use those 24 hours that is going to matter. It's another reason why it's so important to be organized and to have a planner. So for example, one thing that I want to do better at this year is being more relevant and staying up on current events. Last year, I was like, I'm going to make sure I watch the news every day and read the Wall Street Journal because I wanted to be aware of what was going on in the world. Did it happen? I was not anywhere near as involved as I should have been. And I have a solution for that for myself this year. So I downloaded this app called Reuters, and it's basically a mainstream way to get your news that is filtered for you. You get your own curated playlist from editors who take the time to feed through all types of different news, so that way you are getting the news that is relevant for what you want, which I absolutely love, because half the time when I would try and watch the news, I would wait for a certain segment, or if I was trying to find an article, I was having to skim through all these other ones that I didn't really want or that weren't really a necessary thing for me to look at. And with Reuters, I'm able to have this playlist already curated for me, and it's exactly what I want to hear. And you can listen to it offline, so when I'm driving, I can have it playing in my car, which is so awesome. Whether or not this one pertains to you guys, I will have information for that down below, because I think it's a really important thing, especially at our age, to just be aware of what's going on in the world, and this is a super easy way to do it. With that said, we always need to be adaptable. There are so many times where things don't go our way, and it's easy to get in a rut and you're like, okay, just screw it, I'm not going to try, or, you know, there's another day, but there's always another way. Haley, did you really have to rhyme that? You can have all the motivation in the entire world, but if you are not prepared for when life throws curveballs, it can really throw you off. It's also super easy to come down on yourself super hard, because if things don't go your way and you can't get done what you need to get done, it's easy to kind of beat yourself up about it. But we can handle it with grace and move forward. Learning to just adapt and have situational awareness is super important. One of my favorite Bible verses, and this is something that I think can be applied even if you are not of faith or you're not religious, it's Ecclesiastes 4:10, and I'm going to read it because I don't have it memorized. And it's about accountability, and this can really help you guys. If one person falls to the other, one can reach out and help, but someone who falls alone is in real trouble. I think that that's so true. Like, if we don't have people on our side, if we don't have someone who we can reach out to and be like, hey, listen, I'm trying to do this, would you mind just checking in with me to make sure that I'm getting it done? It can really, really help you guys. I know for myself, when it comes to fitness, my brother and my boyfriend Kyle and I, we really stay on each other. We tell each other what we do every day. We're like, hey, we're going to the gym. Just the other day, I wasn't feeling so great, and Josh was like, hey, Hale, I'm going to the gym, and I was planning on taking a rest day, and then just by him saying he was going, it was enough for me to be like, all right, you know what? I'm going. So just remember that 2 is always better than 1. It's also really important to reassess yourself. Check in with yourself every week, every 2 weeks, maybe quarterly, monthly. You can break it down however you need to. Make sure you're going back, reviewing your goals, so that way you know you're still on track. I used a really awesome planner this past year called the Freedom Planner. I will have it linked down below for you guys. It really helped me stay on track with my goals, and I'll have some of my other functional planning systems down below. I can honestly say that this planner was so functional without being overwhelming or confusing, and it helped me stay on track, and I had a really, really great year in terms of achieving those goals. Don't forget to reward yourself. This is something that I think people think that they can't do, but there's nothing wrong with achieving something and then kind of saying like, good job, Haley, or good job, whoever your name is. I deserve a little extra treat because I achieved my goal. If your goal is super challenging and it's something that you're kind of suffering through, there's no reason why you shouldn't reward yourself at the end of it, because then you kind of feel like you're just kind of suffering through the process. A little positive reinforcement is really great. Don't get overly carried away with it though and lose everything that you have earned, but invest in something that could even benefit you for the long run. Also, don't forget, if you're interested in the Reuters TV app, I will have that linked down below for you guys. It's so cool and convenient. It makes me feel very well informed, so I know what to talk about when people are like, did you hear about this? I'm like, actually, I did. So as always, I will have everything linked down below that I'm wearing, because I know I'm going to get questions, so everything will be down below, and rules for the giveaway for the 2017 planner will be down below as well. I hope you guys are enjoying your winter. Let me know as part of the giveaway what you guys want for Christmas in the comments, and make sure you like and subscribe to this video and follow me along on my social media so you guys know when I'm doing extra giveaways, because I have an extra one going on right now. I'm also going to be doing a Q&A in one of my Vlogmas videos, so if you guys have any questions for me, don't forget to leave them in the comments, or you can send me a Snapchat. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!